How's everybody doing? Cool. There it goes. We're back on schedule. I love it.
Joe at Kentucky, Max hits one out of bounds. Mason shanks one, and maybe not open competition or whatever because it's every week. But what do you talk to young guys like that when they have a big mistake like that and say you just got to put it behind you?
What you just said, right? Forget it and drive on, right? Fido, you got to try to get them through that as quickly as possible. We've been very fortunate up to this point because they've done a good job in those first 4 games. We struggled some against Kentucky, and going into a hostile environment, we got to get that corrected real quick. So pleased with where they're at, but obviously want to have those 2 back, and hopefully we can get those corrected.
How does a hostile environment like that affect what you guys are doing with some of your operations?
Well, just as far as the same thing offensively, right? The silent snaps and all that kind of stuff, you need to make sure you're prepared for that. I don't think the crowd noise and all that stuff isn't going to affect us on kickoff return and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a neat environment to be in. I know before I got into college football, that was one of the places I wanted to go see during my, whatever they call it, my retirement area. But, now I get to see it for live, which is pretty cool. So looking forward to it. They've got an unbelievable group of returners. That's going to be our biggest challenge. They've got guys that have scored 10 touchdowns out of the 3 of them. Varian Brown scored 5. Thomas has scored, I believe, 3 or 4, and then the other guys got 1. So they've got a real group of returners that we're going to be. It's going to be a real challenge for us.
Hey, Joe, can you take us through what your perspective was on what you saw from the fake punt pass from Mason?
Yeah, great throw. We obviously we've seen Mo make those plays before, run through people in the past, and that guy from Kentucky made a nice play. So, we felt like it was the right time for that. Felt like the play was there. Still feel like the play was there. We just got to execute it better at the end of the play.
On kickoffs, you guys have only had, I think, 25% a touchback rate. Is that something you want? Do you want your guys to go out and cover, or has that just been based on the opponents you're facing?
Yeah, it's a game-to-game type situation, but I do think that we've done a good job of covering here in the last 2 years. Knock on wood. So I do think that that's part of our mentality. I don't think you can't learn much from touchback. In my opinion, you can't really change field position. It's going to be at the 25. You hope, if you cover it, there's a chance that you get the ball inside the 15, and we've done that a few times. The other night, Mo has a great big hit that gets everybody cranked up and gets everybody rolling. So, I hope we're able to keep doing that. But again, you never know game to game and how the wind's playing and all those type of things. So we'll go from there.
Joe, when you're evaluating guys, like really recruiting and really in preseason camp, how much do you pay attention to a punter's arm, just in case fake plays can become part of the playbook? Just how much do you evaluate that, and is it something that you kind of work on throughout the season? If you judge it, that guy can throw a little bit.
Oh, there's no question. Every place I've been, one of the things that we do when we go work a guy out is you're going to watch him throw because you want to know it both ways, right? Like, let's say we're recruiting a kid and he goes someplace else. When I get to the scouting report, I can go, hey, this guy can throw it. So the fake might be up against us right there. So I think it's important that way too. But, obviously with Coach Beamer's acumen for fakes around here, you better have a punter that can throw it. I can tell you that much. And, Mason did a good job of that the other night. Cool. Thank you.